And welcome everybody to the Huddle, King9 streaming sports talk show. We come to you every Tuesday at this time on all the platforms you know and like so much. I'm Jason Barr, King9 sports director, joined by main anchor Pat Paris. Pat, good afternoon. How are you today?
Doing pretty well, Jason. Got a lot to talk about happening right now as we speak.
It's kind of a two-topic day, I'd say. We've got Robert Sarver, the Suns, suspended, and we'll also get to U of A football coming off the loss against Mississippi State, going into North Dakota State. But I think, Pat, we're going to begin today with a big news story of the day, and that's the Suns owner, Robert Sarver, who, by the way, for those who don't know, is from Tucson, went to the same high school as Pat, went to Sabino High School, went to U of A, certainly the Sarver Heart Center named after him for a reason. But also there's been a lot of allegations and stories and things about him. The big ESPN article comes out a year ago, and today it's announced by NBA Communications that Robert Sarver is suspended for 1 year, the Suns owner, and also fined $10 million. Got to take sensitivity training. And Pat, my hot take right away is that it could have been a lot worse for him.
It could have been a lot worse for him. The initial response that I saw ESPN reporting is that Robert Sarver was not happy with the 1 year suspension, but he did accept it in a statement that he just put out a moments ago. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I agree. I actually think it could have been a lot worse. I think 2 years, maybe even, if it was found that even more was done, there's a possibility, Jason, he would have been forced to sell the franchise. That's it's a drastic step, but not an unheard of step. Right. It has happened before. So it wouldn't have surprised me. But I think what this shows is that while a 10-month investigation by the NBA found some serious and damaging allegations against Robert Sarver, it didn't rise to the level of a man who has got to sell the franchise. They must believe that with this fine, with the suspension, and with him having to go through some sensitivity training, that he'll be able to come back out on the other side and be a more respectful owner.
Yeah, certainly some differences between him and Donald Sterling, the LA Clippers former owner who was forced to sell. There was a recording of Donald Sterling, but also, you think about, he was what they call an equal opportunity offender. I mean, just read this here. Mr. Sarver, on at least 5 occasions, by the way, this is from NBA Communications, at least 5 occasions during his tenure with the Suns Mercury organization, repeated the N-word when recounting the statements of others. So whether you're recounting it or not, he used the N-word 5 times.
Right.
And if it was just the N-word, and if it was just that, he might be labeled as somebody who might be a racist. But because he was apparently, at least according to this, rude and poorly behaved towards everybody, it was almost like that was just one of several. So, hey, like you said, it could have been 2 years, could have even been a bigger fine, could have been forced to sell, especially here with 80,000 documents. 80,000 documents. But also some of it disgruntled employees. I think it helped Robert Sarver that he's done a lot of charity work. I also think it helped that they instituted some workplace changes with the new HR department in 2021 last July.
Yeah, and of course, we invite our viewers' comments if they'd like to chime in a little bit. I think what also helped him, Jason, is a lot of this happened in years past. Some of it may have happened in the last, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, some of it 5 years ago. There were some disgruntled employees that certainly spoke up. There were some current employees that spoke up that felt like that they were put in awkward situations or uncomfortable situations. But it sounds almost like he had already started to turn the corner a little bit. Maybe it was the threat of an investigation, and certainly with the investigation, as you mentioned, they've added personnel to their staff to help, navigate through and help with training of employees, and certainly with the owner, Robert Sarver. So I think that helped him certainly, that it looked like he was already contrite about what he had done and understands that what he did was wrong. His statement today, I'll read just a little bit of the statement that just came out.
Let's hear it.
He said, "While I disagree with some of the particulars of the NBA's report, I'd like to apologize for my words and actions that offended our employees. I take full responsibility for what I've done. I am sorry for causing the pain, and these errors in judgment are not consistent with my personal philosophy or my values." Then he went on to say, "I accept the consequences of the NBA's decision. This moment is an opportunity for me to demonstrate a capacity to learn and grow as we continue to build a working culture where every employee feels comfortable and valued. So I think he said a lot of the right words at the end, Jason. While
Yeah,
he may
polished
not,
statement from a PR firm too, right?
it certainly, and but I think the right thing to do is accept it, because as you and I both believe, that there's at some point some attorneys got involved and probably hashed out this agreement of a 1-year, $10 million deal. Robert Sarver may not have wanted any suspension, but the alternative was probably a much stiffer punishment, and that's what they negotiated.
Yeah, no, there's too much damning stuff here for there not to be a suspension. So yeah, no, the NBA definitely has to do that. 1 year, a short time. You think of other owners who had to step away. George Steinbrenner. This is not the first time it's happened. This is something that somebody can recover from for sure. He's not losing his team, and also he's not the only one who's had to adjust to a different world in 2022. As you and I know, in a TV newsroom, that used to be the Wild West. The way you could have to talk to people today, much different than the way that you could talk to people a generation ago. And certainly, Robert Sarver's not a young man. Same thing when you're the head of an organization. It's just a different world, and you can't say the same things and behave the same way towards employees that you might have been able to do, a generation ago.
Yeah, exactly right. And full disclosure, Jason, he was 3 years ahead of me at Sabino. One of my older brothers knew him, but I did not know him. I was a freshman; he was a senior. So I didn't know Robert Sarver personally going to high school. So,
But people in Tucson do. Yeah.
absolutely, and his father, and the finance and all that, they were big in the business community for sure. He's been there for 18 years, Jason, and I think, from his standpoint, I think he was so adamant about not wanting to be suspended because for about 16 years of owning this franchise, they weren't very good. And then all of a sudden, the last couple of years, they've gotten really good and certainly a contender for the NBA championship. And, probably should have won it 2 years ago. Had a little bit of a collapse in the playoffs this last year, but they would be certainly another favorite to win it all again this upcoming season. And he's going to miss out. And it might be a case where they finally win an NBA title and their owner is not even allowed in the building.
That'd be too bad. Yeah, I mean, bittersweet would be the term for that. Yeah, no, I've got neighbors who know the Sarvers from who are involved in the Jewish community here in Tucson, and their initial thought was sounds like a bunch of disgruntled employees. I'm sure there's some of that. There's no question. It's I'm sure there's a lot of half truths in here, and I'm sure there's a lot of full truths in here as well. But yeah, going to what you were saying, Pat, that would be bittersweet if this is the year. And you wonder how long their window is, just because Chris Paul isn't getting any younger, and he's such a big part of the franchise, and they might have to use a little more load maintenance, I think is the basketball term that people are using.
Right.
So I don't want to get too much on the court here, but yeah, that would be, I actually hadn't thought of that till you said it. That'd be a pretty bittersweet situation.
Yeah, I mean, it probably is this year, Jason, is the window, because you mentioned Chris Paul. You're putting so much money of your cap money, you're putting it into Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton.
That's right.
They're not a lot less. This is going to be the year for them to win it. And so, yeah, Robert Sarver would be watching it on TV like the rest of us.
Yeah. And before we get to U of A football, certainly, the other big story that we're waiting on here, Pat, it's been almost 5 years now since Book Richardson was arrested. We're still waiting on this IARP, Independent Accountability Resolution process.
And did you see that, Jason, that the NCAA has now said we're disbanding that after they do these last 2 or 3, including the University of Arizona that they've got left? They're disbanding it. Right.
Something's not right,
it's broken. It's broken, and it never. So now why don't they just cancel it and maybe start? I don't know. It seems to me like that this system isn't going to work, but you're going to let them go ahead and finish their 2 or 3 other things they have to adjudicate, just like in fact the U of A's case as well. I don't know.
It's been 5 years. Nobody who was there then is here now. The coach has been fired. The players are all gone. The assistant coaches are all gone. If you have to do it, if you have to do a scholarship or something, whatever, but get that over with. I mean, come on, NCAA, or come on, IARP. 5 years of twisted in the wind is a punishment in itself.
Exactly.
Come
Exactly.
on, do what to do or get off the pot. Okay, so here we go. So I only bring that up just because, sometimes, we work in news and we're waiting on big news stories. Well, we were waiting on this. That's another one we're waiting on as well. And one day we'll get a resolution, or so we think. Okay. Other big story, certainly U of A football. This is the difference, Pat. My first take here. Beating San Diego State, losing to Mississippi State. This is what an SEC team looks like. Okay. This is what, and not to take anything away from San Diego State. They're a very good team, or at least they were last year, but they are a Mountain West team. They're not going to be as big at the line of scrimmage. And we saw it right away. Mississippi State ran the ball at will. Jaden Delora looked like I had never seen him before. Jaden Delora, the quarterback for U of A, looked to me like I had not seen a rush coming at me that quick, that fast, and that big. And they lose. They lose to a better team, to a mid-tier SEC team. That was my first takeaway. What was yours?
Yeah, similar in the sense that, well, that's what a middle of the pack SEC team looks like.
That's
wow.
right.
That's impressive. It's very impressive. And we see the Alabamas and we see the LSUs when LSU's good. We know how good they are. We see them on TV, but when you see them in person, you see a mid-level team. Mississippi State put them in the Pac-12. They could potentially win the champion. I mean, they at least vie for the championship, right? So
Sure.
That's impressive. That's impressive. I was struck by not only was Jaden Delora, not only was the offensive line for the University of Arizona really struggling to block the great defensive line of Mississippi State. Jaden Delora was having problems just seeing over that line, and for the first time in his 2 games, he was having trouble seeing over the line because Jaden Delora is not very, very tall. You have to be on the field or be close enough to see. He's 6 feet, and I think that's generous, Jason. It doesn't hurt you all the time, but it sometimes can hurt you. And I think that was part of the issue. We saw him scramble and scramble and scramble, and then throw interceptions, or scramble and then get sacked. I think he was really having problems seeing the field very well, and most of his passes that were caught were out routes and shorter stuff. He just didn't have the time or the vision to get the ball down the field.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. I'm not sure I agree with that. I don't think it was so much the vision. I just think that he had a rush on coming, and he just didn't want to spend the whole day throwing the ball away, and so he was trying to do too much and makes too many things happen because he didn't want to take 10 sacks. He didn't want to throw 10 balls away, right? So that's why we saw him with the helter-skelter play around. But I was actually in the press box for most of the game, and I was trying to look in Delora's defense. I didn't see open receivers. I didn't see a line blocking great for him. It looked like some of the guys were just kind of off. Cowing dropped a couple passes. I don't want to say that's the weakest I've seen McMillan. That's not phrasing it right. He's looked better every time I saw him than what McMillan looked like. Tetero McMillan looked like the wide receiver. And Delora almost had another interception. It was in the back of the end zone, and the receiver just didn't get the heel down. And
Right.
I feel like Delora went over to McMillan and said, hey, in that type of situation, when you know you're not going to make the catch, you still have to start playing defense and knock the ball away.
But see, I remember that I watched Delora on that play, and Jason, there was something. What happened was Delora decided he was going to cut in, and I'm sorry, Tetero McMillan decided he was going to go do an in route because there was nobody to help that corner, and Delora threw an out, and so there was a miscommunication there. It would have been a touchdown had they both been on the same route of cutting in. But so I don't know. We're not privy to know which one was right and which one was wrong on that play.
Okay, so a little miscommunication, there with the receivers. Also, McLaughlin, they're playing the third string tight end, got most of the snaps. I don't know what happened there with Alex Lyons, and also I'm told that Kean Burnett may not be big enough quite yet. They want to see him add a little bit of muscle there. But that was
they have him listed at 235. Yeah, and as a freshman, so maybe
to see the third string tight end in there for the whole game. I mean, he had a catch early. That was just kind of a little surprising to me. And they've got a team coming in here. It's three very different types of teams, Pat, to start the season. You got a Mountain West team, you got an SEC team, and now you got an FCS team that's really not a typical FCS team in the sense that they've won 9 out of 11 championships.
9 of 11.
They're the defending FCS champion. So I don't expect them to come in here and overpower Arizona physically and with size, but they're going to be very polished in what they do.
Yeah, exactly right. Real quick, Wally Wildcat with what about all those turnovers on both sides? And you know what? You've got to give Arizona's defense a little bit of credit. I know they gave up 39 points, but they were pretty representative. They were put in a lot of tough situations with some of the Arizona turnovers. Was the defense that was an issue? But what are they, 5-5 now? 5 takeaways, 5 giveaways. That's got to get better. But at least they're 5-5, Jason. Last year, what'd they have? 5 the whole season.
Six the whole season.
6 the whole season. 6
Yeah.
takeaways. So they're almost there.
Jackson Turner deserves a lot of credit. He ripped the ball away, picked it
Yes.
up, and took it down inside the 5-yard line. The other one was a tipped pass that was totally on the Mississippi State wide receiver. It was not on Will Rogers. He threw a perfect ball. The guy just went off him. But hey,
those happen though. Those happen.
But you still have to make the catch.
You have to
capitalize.
capitalize.
That's why they do the tip drill. So
Yep.
they get the 2 turnovers, but they also had the 3 interceptions from Delora, which was a career high. So,
Yeah.
they got to get the ball out quicker. If that's happening, they got to do some more screens, although they tried and that wasn't working. But we got a little too, not we knew, but we tried to not get a little too excited, after San Diego State. We kind of knew in the back of our heads,
right,
this is a totally different
team.
This
is a different animal.
Totally
right. different animal coming in.
But this North Dakota State team, they did it with Trey Lance last year, but they've done it with different head coaches. They've obviously done it with a lot of different personnel to be that good for so long. This is almost like a top tier group of 5 team probably coming in here, I would say.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Yeah. I think I still personally feel like when you look at the roster, the Arizona's got a better roster. They should be able to beat a North Dakota State, but this is not going to be an easy, FCS, opponent. That's for sure. I find it very odd about the makeup of this non-conference schedule, though, Jason, because where's the team where you bring in just to kind of get yourself feeling good? There isn't one on this schedule, right? San Diego State on the road, you knew that was going to be hard, and that's why you schedule that, because you want a good road test against a very good a good program in the Mountain West. But then you get this Mississippi State game, and I guess that's great. We all love seeing an SEC team coming here, Mississippi State. But where's that easy game? So now you go, North Dakota State, they're an FCS team. Maybe that's your. It's not an easy game. It's not.
But Pat, there's no easy games anymore unless you're a really good team. I mean, you take a look at Georgia Southern winning a game. You take a look at Appalachian State winning a game. There's no easy games unless you're really a dominant team. The way that who's favored by 50 over Akron? I forget right now. One of the teams is favored by 50 points.
Is it Ohio State or somebody? I don't know. Who it is.
I forget. But
yeah, no, I understand that.
There are no easy games unless you're a dominant team. If you're not a top team, some of these FCS teams can come in and beat you. By the way, certainly we're sponsored by a sports book here. I have not been able to find a line for this North Dakota State.
No, there's not.
Why is there no line?
I don't know. I'm wondering if they just don't want to even dip their toe into that water. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe they just don't know. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe there's a rule that they've got, but I don't think there is. I'm not sure. I thought that last year, the NAU game, there was a line. I'm not sure why there.
There was definitely a line for that game. I'm not sure what that is. I mean, the only thing I could possibly, because they want to make as much money off of as many games as possible. The only thing I can think of is they don't know where to start the line.
Yeah, maybe not.
They don't want too much money on one team.
Right.
And maybe it's not quite worth the risk. And maybe this is a tough one to forecast, but I don't know why. We'll have to find out why there's no line. But I tell you what, Pat, if there was a line, what would you make it?
I would probably have Arizona, a 6-point favorite, 5-point favorite.
Wow, I would not have thought that at all.
That's where I would put it. That's where I think a line would be when you've got a Power 5 conference team, albeit a Power 5 conference team that's traditionally been finishing in the bottom of that conference, hosting a team in the FCS, even if it's North Dakota State. That would be my guess.
I would make North Dakota State the favorite for this game. The way that these FCS teams have come in and beaten these FBS teams, the way that North Dakota State's beaten six of these in the last decade, the way that they've won 9 of 11 championships.
It's also been
the way
6
that Arizona's
years.
Won two games in 2.5 years. I tell you what, I would make North Dakota State a 2.5-point favorite.
Part of the reason, though, might be, Jason, they haven't played an FBS team in 6 years. So maybe they just don't know where to set the line.
Well, they were
because
supposed to play Nebraska in 2020, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was Oregon. No, it might have been
Oregon. You're right. It was Oregon.
It was Oregon.
Yep, it was Oregon. Yep.
Yeah.
They were supposed to play Oregon in 2020, and then that was the year that the non-conference games got canceled and the whole deal. So they it's not like they're ducking anybody. No pun intended. They just that game just got canceled because of COVID. Boy, I'm surprised to hear you say that. I would have made North Dakota State the favorite
no,
in this game by 2.5 points.
I'd say 4 or 5. Arizona home field. I don't know. Arizona's only a 7-point underdog going into this Mississippi State game.
Look, should have been more though. No. Yeah. 12-point underdog.
Oh, was it 12? Sorry.
The line started. You're not wrong. The line
started at
7.5. It was 12. I guess.
Yeah. Which
tells you where the money was going, and it tells you the money was correctly going to Mississippi State.
Yeah. Well, it's just simple, Jason. Arizona football, in just a short time under Jed Fish, has really only put together one complete game, and that was 2 weeks ago. And if you want to see them beat a team like North Dakota State, who they should beat, after all, they should beat them, then they got to put together a complete game, and that means no turnovers, takeaway. You've got to have some takeaways. You can't have one great drive to start the game and then completely get shut down after that because the other team makes adjustments and you don't. I mean, you've got to make adjustments, and that's what they've got to do.
What did you think of the fact that at the end of the third quarter, there was no of that Kenny Chesney Go to Tucson song?
You heard me say last year, and I'll say it again this year. You can't force tradition on people. That's not how traditions work. I said that to you on this very program last year. You can't start a tradition by forcing people to do it. It has to become organic, and the traditions will come. It helps when you start winning. If you start winning, those traditions of getting 50,000 people will start to come too. And that's more important than any Kenny Chesney song or any whatever song you want to start playing.
I knew you'd say that. I was looking up at the end of the third quarter and didn't think for me to look. I didn't think to look at that, but then they were playing some other song. It was "Don't Stop Believing." And I'm like, wait a second here. That's not the song they were playing last year.
Nope.
And then I remembered the song from last year and how you didn't like it. So,
well, I just don't want you to tell me how I'm supposed to. Don't tell me how I'm supposed to act. We'll act the way we want. I say we as in fans because I have season tickets. So
that's fine.
I feel like I'm a we when it comes to Saturdays at Arizona Stadium.
Pat, let's look at Wildcat here as we get set to finish things off here. Do people not know the fight song lyrics, or is that true or not?
Well, it depends on what you consider the fight song. The fight song is the original, 100 and plus whatever year old, really traditional. That's not the Bear Down fight song. I don't think he's talking about the because Bear Down fight song has like 15 words. That one's not hard. It's the traditional fight song where alumni stand up and you all sing the fight. Nobody knows that song. I didn't know that song when I went to the University of Arizona. I don't know that song today. I can Bear Down, but that's a different song.
I just don't like the way how many people clear out at halftime. That to me is frustrating. I know it's a late start, but that's the nicest part of the evening, and that second half. That's beautiful outside.
I agree.
9 o'clock at night.
I didn't leave until probably 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And at that point, it was so far over that I just, I thought, you know what, we can get out of the parking garage at least before it gets too crowded. Yeah, and we did. But you know me, I'll fully tell you every time when I leave and when I get there. I get there really early, and I sometimes leave early, but not very early. I always make it through the fourth quarter, partway through the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, it's going to be another late night this Saturday night when they take on North Dakota State. It's an important win to try to be 2-1 going into the conference schedule. I think that's
absolutely
kind of a big deal.
What does Nicole say here?
They should always finish and keep supporting. I agree. I think she means staying at the game. So
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I agree. Hey, let's talk real quick about this Amazon deal. You want to talk about that real quick with George
I
Kliavkoff?
don't think it's a done deal. I just think
No,
unless
but
you
it's a,
want,
but it's according to the John Wilner, my guy at the San Jose Mercury News, George Kliavkoff, the Pac-12 commissioner, is in negotiations with Amazon potentially to have a deal like the NFL has. Next Thursday night's game is only going to be streamed on Amazon. And I think that they're looking at this as maybe an addition to an ESPN, CBS, Fox deal of games of the new TV contract. Is maybe they pick a premier game each week, the premier Pac-12 game each week, potentially to stream on Amazon. Jason, it's the way of the world, right? If the NFL's doing it, nobody's better at making money than the NFL.
Yeah. No, Kliavkoff is a mover and a shaker. It sounds like a good thing and ho hum at the same time, because it's like you said, not surprising, I guess is what I would say. Not surprising at the same time, because this should be it. So this should be part of the situation. I don't know that you want to leave free TV altogether, but who knows? Maybe it'll come to that one day, and we'll just have to see. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's an announcement about that. Sometime during the season this year. All right, we're up against the half hour here, so big day today. We talked about Sarver, we talked about U of A football. I'm sure there's going to be a lot to talk about next Tuesday when we join you right back here at this time on the Huddle, KGUN9 streaming sports talk show on all the platforms. Too many to name. All right, for Pat Paris, I'm Jason Barr. Thanks everybody for watching and listening to the Huddle, whether it be live or later in the week. We appreciate it, and we will see you at this time next Tuesday. Have a great day, everybody.